My name is Francisco Rios. I'm from a small place, a small town in Puerto Rico called Mayagüez, and my family's from another, I think, tinier place from the island next to Mayagüez that's called Añasco, Puerto Rico. And I lived between Mayagüez and Añasco until I was 21 when I moved to San Juan, and I stayed over there.
My name is Zahydie Burgos, and I am 40 years old, and I'm from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And right now we live in Orlando, Florida. I would say Pako is kind. He is generous, and he's very considerate.
She's everything to me, and she's a hard worker and determined. My hobbies are being with my dogs, and I watch a lot of documentaries, and I play the piano and guitar, and I take French classes. So French speaking to myself because I have no one to talk to French. So I try to think in French so I can, and that's a hobby.
Pako and I met at his sister's house, and that was in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
I was impacted by Alzheimer's from a very early age. My parents had me at a later stage in their lives. I remember it from my early, not early childhood, but early teenage years, seeing my dad having this rage fits, being aggressive, being forgetful. And he was diagnosed when he was 59, but maybe 10 years before we could, from the diagnosis, go back and make sense of his odd kind of behavior. I was diagnosed at age 46. I was the first who realized that something was going on. I felt like I was forgetting a lot of things that don't really matter, that I was usually forgetting, like my keys, where my wallet was, where my watch was, where I left something. And it sort of got worse and worse until that big forgetful kind of instance where I went yes, this is not good. It was me in my car going someplace and going through a familiar road at a familiar place and going to my doctor. And I forgot where I was going. I forgot what I was inside of my car. And I was I got really, really nervous, and I called my wife and I said, I don't know where I'm going. And that's when I knew something was going on.
So we knew that there was Alzheimer's in his family, but he was the youngest and he's only 44. You're not going to think about that, right? So he had been complaining, and I have seen changes in his personality that I didn't know exactly how to put and how to kind of piece together. I just thought there was something going on.
I was going to the ophthalmologist just to have a routine checkup because I take medication that can sort of mess with your eyesight. And they were looking at my peripheral vision, and they found that my peripheral vision was sort of not the way it should be. And the doctor stopped the test and told me, your peripheral vision is not good, and this is something that you have to look up, because this happens when people have tumors, brain tumors. So you should get checked right now. I got the MRI and the scans and all that, and there was no tumor, but there was significant brain shrinkage, brain matter shrinkage. And we sort of were relieved that it was not a tumor, but we went with those results to the neurologist, and the neurologist told us, hey, this is not good. This is something that people with dementia have. So you should go to the young onset dementia clinic in Baltimore, and that's where we went. That's when they confirmed that I have, when they did
Genetic test.
genetic testing, and the genetic testing came back with the genetic mutation on the PSEN1 gene, and that causes Alzheimer's. So putting all that together, I had Alzheimer's.
So his symptoms had been present by the time that he was diagnosed, that we could actually kind of pinpoint for about a year and a half. And Pako was diagnosed in 2022, and it was early stages. So we were very lucky that we had time to kind of troubleshoot and plan and look for treatments and all that.